The one thing that I want to emphasize is that compliance is not always required. Sometimes we really think that compliance is everything and that they need to comply to every request and every demand that we make. But I really think it's important that we as parents are considered and wise in what we ask our children, in the level of expectation we have around compliance. For example, if we're asking them to do something and the timing's all wrong because they're in the middle of their favorite show or in the middle of an activity that really matters to them, are we going to be trampling all over their autonomy if we demand compliance? Sometimes yes and sometimes no. Well, so actually, yes, if we demand compliance, we are trampling all over their autonomy. But then we've got to ask ourselves the question, is it worth doing that right now? So if you need to get in the car because you need to get down to the airport, because you need to catch a flight, because you've paid a whole lot of money for a holiday, and they're saying, I don't want to get in the car, then trample on their compliance. Like, sometimes you've just got to get in the car and go. But if you've asked them to clean something up and they say no, or they just ignore you, it might be worth pausing and saying, is this a timing issue? Or is the request that I'm making reasonable? Could this be done at another time? Could I ask at another time? Could I work on this in a different way with my child to get that compliance? In other words, sometimes our agenda overrides any thinking about what's best for our child, what's in a child's preference range, what our child's capacity is, and so on. We're not thinking about how tired or how hungry they are. We're just saying, I need you to do this. So I guess if I was to summarize this little interlude, I would say context is everything. And when we're trying to make a request of our child and we think that they're not listening, let's just pause and consider, am I asking something that's reasonable? Am I asking it in the right tone? Am I asking it in the right way? Am I asking it at the right time? Does it have to be done now? Do I need to force compliance? Because autonomy is a critically important element of the way our children are going to grow up to be functional, happy, and healthy.